Hey, welcome back to Beer Geek Beer Reviews. And this evening I've got such a big beer for you. I know specific stout fans are going to be like, where can I get it? Can I get it now? Is it ageable? Blah 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 blah. Yes, all of the above. It is out now. Get it while you can. This will not last on store shelves. In some areas it will, some areas it won't. But anywho, let me introduce to you Dogfish Head's Worldwide Stout. This has just, oh, no, camera's not going to play nice with me today. Anywho, this just came out. I just picked up a couple bottles last night. I will probably have one later on. I don't know if I'm going to age it or if I'm going to see if I can seek out somebody that's got like a 120, a fresh 120 within the 2016 market and do a black and tan with. But let's just move on about that. I can't seem to find a quarter out on my table at the moment, so let me see. I found one in my coin jar. So let's go ahead and slowly pop this open. I don't want it to explode if it might. With the amount of alcohol that is in this beer, I highly doubt that you're going to get even hardly any carbonation off of it, but let's go ahead and find out, shall we? It pours out a very, very, very dark mahogany. I see ruby black hues in this. I'm going to do the whole bottle. Yes, my friends, I am very adamant about doing the whole thing. Um, Very clean, cleaned out the bottle very well. Might be setting this aside. And for those that like the cap, I love that cap. I will be saving them. Um, Off to the side, shall we? Put the quarter back in there and set my stuff back away. Now, I don't know. I've seen this beer clock anywhere between 15 to 18%. I hear that the 2016 edition is like 18%, so we're going to find out. Now, taking a good gander at this, this looks like I've just poured me a flat Coca-Cola. But it is like black hole. I mean, if you're seeing that, you can see my I guess beer bottle label screensaver or screen in the background. Um, Very very little tan head goes all the way around it. I definitely do see some carbonation popping up right here in the center. I'm not going to poke at my beer, thank you very much. But anywho, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Ooh, I see alcohol. As you pull forward and then pull back, it's got like a little bit of a stick to it. So let's go ahead and do it like a pull test. See, it's got a little bit of a stick to it. But what is left around the edges is what I'm looking at because I can see it go from here all the way up and then all the way back around. That is the alcohol sticking to the side of the glass. I see some misconception in the swirls. So that is telling me that this is a very, very high ABV. I'm going to, let's go ahead and get an aroma, shall we? Definitely pick up on cocoa, chocolate, roasted malts, alcohol. It's almost like an ethanol attack, but at the same time, it almost smells like it's barrel aged. It almost smells like you're picking up on the alcohol heat from this beer. It's going to be a dangerous one, my friends. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get further in depth into this beer. If you guys pour it into a snifter as such, down at the bottom, especially in this glass, right down here, I'm going to show you where I'm talking about. Right here at the end of the bulb, if you hold it up to the light, you can definitely see like ruby black or burnt, like burnt brown sugar color. Other than that, you're not getting anything out of this beer. Aroma wise, I've went through that. Now flavor profile. Right off bat, dark fruit notes, plums, dates, raisins, figs, burnt sugar, uh, definitely very charred. Um, there's like a astringency to it, kind of like roasted coffee. There's a lot going on here. Surprisingly enough, alcohol is there. It's cleansing the palate. I definitely got it when, breathing out after the drink. It definitely kind of like hit me right here, and I could feel it coming out of my nose. You get that that's definitely the alcohol. I can definitely feel some warming right now. Um, that one's for free. Thank you very much. Excuse me. This is one hell of a beer right now. Even though there might not be, how do I want to put this? It might not be a hard beer to make. And trust me, if anybody from Dogfish has sees this, I'm not in any shape, way, or form, you know, putting any kind of thought to the ease of your jobs. But at the same time, I mean, if you're going to make uh, a stout this thick, this full bodied, this flavorful, you're definitely going to have to go with a high ABV. So therefore, amp up on, or just take a yeast strain that it would produce as such a robust ABV, especially if it is actually clocked in at 18%. That would just be astounding in my point. But it just, not much is said about this beer. It just says very dark beer brewed with a ridiculous amount of barley. And I wonder how much of it. I mean, I can imagine right off the bat, it's very roasty. So there's a load of dark roasted malts. I want to know if there is any um, lighter malts in there, like some two row pale malt that has not been, charred to the point where it's just like almost physically impossible to be used. But at the same time, it's you definitely got to pick out, sip and savor this beer, because not only number one, high ABV, number two, it's full bodied, full mouthfeel, and you're going to get a load of dark roasted malts. You're definitely going to get that um, very dry finish from the alcohol. You're definitely going to get a nice Russian Imperial Stout feel to this. Um, mm. There's a little bit of like a residual sweetness to it. And then all of a sudden I'm getting hit with those dark fruit notes. I'm getting hit with a little bit of a sweetness again. And the warming, there it is. The warming takes over, especially after it hits, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, and I can feel it on the breath now. So definitely sip and savor this beer. I would definitely pick a very dark, roasty kind of cigar to pair with this. And if you're going to use this even as a dessert beer, I would definitely go with German chocolate cake, or a pecan pie. That would be lovely with this beer. I would also say roast meat would definitely be a thing. A smoked meats would definitely be a thing. I would try it with a robust um, ribs with a robust sauce that goes on it. Even I would say the weakest that I would go with this is like maybe some duck with with a nice savory sauce to it, or maybe just a little bit of spicy sauce to go with it. But with that said, my friends, peace, produce, and as always, rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this. Sorry I ran over a little too long tonight, but this beer deserves the time and the patience to get through it. So with that said, thumbs up if you like the video, man. I love the votes. If you, let me know what you guys think about this too, because this is not a weak beer. This is not a beer that you can sit there and sip and savor within an hour. If you can't, more power to you, my friends. But I will be finishing this off for the rest of the night and thinking about some people that just do not have it at the moment. So I will see you guys again later, man. Peace. Pros.